Anakin and Leia would return to Vader's palace on Coruscant, with Padme as their prisoner. Leia would watch in disgust as her father desperately sought the attention of her mother, who had clearly defected to join the rebels. Leia would not have the patience for her parents. She left them to head straight for the other palace on Coruscant, Emperor Palpatine's palace. Leia would seek out Palpatine's training. She would explain that because of her mother, Anakin would never be the apprentice he wanted, nor the master she wanted. She would go on to tell Palpatine that even if he could kill Padme, Vader would always know it was him who killed her. Hearing her plea, Palpatine would agree to train her directly as his new apprentice, but only if she succeeded in killing the rest of her family. Leia would agree to this price. Backed by a squad of elite purge troopers, Leia would storm Vader's palace on Coruscant. Leia would have the element of surprise and numbers in her favor. Now, in a fair fight, Darth Vader would destroy this dark-side Leia. But in our story, Leia's advantage will allow her to catch Anakin off balance. Leia would send several troopers to apprehend her mother, while she and the most elite troopers would face Anakin. While Leia circled her father, she would tell him that he had grown weak, and he was distracted by Padme. She would even plead with him to abandon Padme, and together they could overthrow the Emperor. You know, the typical dark side offer. Angry at his daughter's betrayal, Anakin would reach out with the Force and crush the throats of several purge troopers. Igniting his lightsaber, Anakin slashed through several more. But before Anakin's slaughter could continue, Leia demanded that he stop. Anakin would see Leia pointing her lightsaber at Padme's throat. The room would be silent, and in a merciless moment, Leia would use her lightsaber to strike down her own mother. And this would solidify Leia's deep dive into the dark side. Of course, this would enrage Anakin. He would attempt to kill everyone around him, but Leia expected this reaction, and already purge troopers were surrounding him. Leia would begin to use Force lightning to cripple her father. Now, I know there will be some of you that don't think it's possible for Leia to subdue Anakin like this. I hear ya. Ordinarily, I'd agree, but in this moment, Leia had the element of surprise and numbers to her advantage. And in addition to that, Anakin would be so caught off guard by Leia's betrayal and murder of Padme that he would not respond in powerful rage, but more of a defeated surprise. On the other side of the galaxy, Luke would feel his mother's death, and Leia's descent further into the dark side. Ahsoka would bring Luke back to the Alliance, where he would be met with skepticism. Ahsoka would assure everyone that Luke's only intentions were to stop Vader, Leia, and the Emperor. At this point, Luke and the rebels did not know that Anakin was being cast aside by the Emperor, and that his new apprentice was now Leia. Luke would gain the rebels' trust by providing information outlining the weak points of Coruscant. Luke would draw up a plan to infiltrate Coruscant and put an end to the dark reign of the Empire. Luke and Ahsoka would lead a strike team of commandos to Coruscant. Their goal would be a long shot, but with Luke's insider knowledge, they would attempt to capture or kill the Emperor. As their frigate flew through hyperspace, Ahsoka would be meditating in her private chambers. Hello there. She would turn to see the Force ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan would tell Ahsoka that he had visited Anakin a number of times in the last few months. During these visits, he had felt the conflict within him. With Padme's death, it would be possible to bring Anakin into the fight against the Emperor. On Coruscant, Leia had taken over her father's palace, and Anakin was being held captive and barely alive. Devastated that Padme had been killed, Anakin's anger towards the Emperor would rise. Even though it was Leia who killed Padme, Anakin blamed Palpatine for turning his daughter against him. Anakin, it's not too late for you to make things right. Obi-Wan had been haunting Anakin for months now, and he was back. As Anakin sat in his cell, Obi-Wan would tell Anakin that Luke and Ahsoka were on their way to Coruscant to face the Emperor. He would tell them that if Anakin joined them, they might have a chance in stopping Palpatine, in making things right. This is what Padme would have wanted. Obi-Wan would disappear to leave Anakin with his thoughts, and he was now more conflicted than ever. Well, I hope you enjoyed part 4 of What If Anakin Killed Obi-Wan on Mustafar. The next part will show the final confrontation with Darkseid, Leia, and Palpatine. Who do you think Anakin will side with in this final confrontation? I'll catch you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.